5. All right, let's get this rolling in front of a passionate wrestling crowd here at Gill Coliseum. Garrett Ricks against Maximo Renteria at 125 pounds. Ricks just came out of retirement. Jory Volk got injured. He was their starter at 125, and Ricks had retired, graduated in December. Coaches called him and said, hey, can you get back at it? He was getting ready to go to PT school. And so here he is in the white singlet taking a shot on Maximo Renteria. Maximo, very quick. Getting behind him. Renteria playing some good defense, about to capitalize on it. And he got him. So it was Ricks that took the shot, and Renteria that got the takedown. And we're off and rolling on this Sunday afternoon here in Corvallis. First time the Beavers have been at home since November, and this crowd very much into this early on. Ricks has started the last 5 duels. He's 2-3. Third year with the Cowboys after a couple of years wrestling in junior college. He was a junior college national champion while at Western Wyoming Community College, taking the title at 125 pounds in 2022. He'd been third the year before. Again, Ricks in the white singlet. Maximo Renteria in the black, and the mat return for Renteria. Renteria got Oregon State's only win 2 weeks ago in the 40-3 loss at Ohio State. He beat then 6th-ranked Brendan McCrone by a 6-5 decision. Hadn't had a lot of reps the last couple of years, Renteria, while at University of Illinois, so really getting his timing back. The escape point for Ricks. Riding time 56 seconds in favor of Renteria. That's north of a minute for either wrestler at the end of the bout. Then they get the riding time point. Garrett Ricks from Perry, Utah. Maximo Renteria for Oregon State in the orange and black from Clovis, California. Went to Buchanan High School. Great wrestling area down there. College wrestling, 7 minutes. First period, 3 minutes. Second and third periods, 2 minutes each. They'll go back to neutral. Renteria, 3-time state champion in California, Buchanan High School, just north of Fresno. Second year with OSU after 2 seasons in Illinois. And 3-1 in favor of Oregon State and Renteria after 1 period. Renteria, 3-time state champ in California. Ricks, 3-time state champion Utah. Box Elder High School in Brigham City, about 60 miles north of Salt Lake City on Interstate 15. Pendleton shouting encouragement out to Renteria. Starts the second period on top. Renteria maintaining control on Ricks. Riding time up at 1:15. Renteria's won back-to-back bouts. He's 9-5 overall, 4-1 in duels. Garrett Ricks trying to get back into it after coming out of retirement in December with the injury to Jory Volk. Riding time at 1:40 for Renteria. Second escape point for Ricks. Not does Ricks have any kind of shot in him. Ricks likes to control the wrist on his feet. Tried the level change in the shot, defended well by Renteria. 40 seconds remaining in the second period. Ricks taking a shot. Fended off by Renteria. Well done. Renteria spins around behind Ricks and gets a second takedown for a 6-2 lead. When Ricks is in form, he's dangerous on the bottom, kind of crafty, but nothing doing so far on bottom against Renteria here. For Ricks, who, again, has only been back at it for a little more than a month. All right, heading to the third period, a 6-2 lead for Renteria. He would love to not just get the win, but start off this 10-bout card with bonus points, get the major. Let's see how quickly he can explode away from Ricks. First time the Renteria has been on the bottom. Not much explosion there, not much effort it looked like. Riding time tracking back down now at a minute 44 in favor of Renteria. Renteria really for the first time started to make an effort to get out from underneath, as he's just limited his efforts to trying to avoid being turned. And now Renteria going to work. And Renteria turns things around on him. 9-2 lead. Building the riding time back up. Now 9-3. It's a 10-3 lead if you tack on the riding time point. Riding time now at a minute 18. A spin by Renteria. Needs another takedown to get the major. He's got a little more than a half a minute to do it. Renteria trying to get bonus points for his team. 9-3 lead will be 10-3. The riding time point now secured. Under 10 seconds now. Renteria going to go for it one more time. Can he do it? Ricks playing defense. And that is that. Oh, and a little push afterwards. Look out. Oh, and Renteria holding up the L. A little dance. And to Rick's credit, he came over and shook his hand anyway. So Renteria gets the win. And it was a little chippy afterward. What turned out to be a simple decision over Garrett Ricks. So not sure the coaching staff is going to like that kind of showmanship, but Renteria does get the win for his team. Now Damian Elliott against Stockton O'Brien at 133. The 10-3 victory. A 1 point shy of the major decision victory for Renteria. Now O'Brien against Elliott. Stockton O'Brien, a redshirt junior from Woodland, Utah, 9-10 this year, 3-6 in duels. Damian Elliott, 5-8 overall, 0-4 in duels. Elliott competed hard at Ohio State. He's one of a couple of guys. Oregon State has played a very tough schedule this year with the likes of Iowa and Oklahoma State, Ohio State. And Chris Pendleton, the head coach, told me before the bout before the match that, hey, we got a lot of guys who really can't see the forest for the trees. They got to understand, we've faced a tough schedule. You're doing well. Stay at it. And Damian Elliott is one of those guys. He's in the black for Oregon State. Stockton O'Brien in wide has started all but one duel at 133 for Wyoming. Went 1-4 at the national duels in Iowa a week and a half ago. Elliott does a nice work to get in on him and gets the 3. 3 points for the takedown for Damian Elliott. Loomis, California native, seeking his first dual win this year. 2 weeks ago at Ohio State, lost an 8-1 decision to the Buckeyes' Neil Bouzakis. 2 bouts ago, December 22nd at the Reno Tournament of Champions, wrestled Wyoming's David Saenz. Lost an 8-1 decision there. But it's O'Brien who is the dual starter. Stockton O'Brien last year took over at 141 during the middle of the season after Cole Brooks got hurt. Gets the escape point. O'Brien trying to wear down Elliott. Taking a couple of shots. Good sprawl by Elliott. Damian Elliott, coaches will tell you, has a great work ethic. Kind of guy who doesn't run from the fire, he runs toward it. And for him, it's about managing his emotions. Good sprawl by O'Brien, a reshot, fended off by Elliott. O'Brien, offensive-minded wrestler in white for Wyoming. Scored in double figures in 9 of his 21 matches last year. 1.57 takedowns per match, second on the team to Cole Brooks. The 1 takedown in this one, Damian Elliott. Final 20 seconds of the first period. O'Brien getting in on him. Can he consolidate things? 10 seconds to do it. Oh, a nice work by Elliott. Get that left ankle of O'Brien. And they'll go back to the middle. 4 seconds remaining here in this first period. Good defense by Elliott. Damian Elliott, the lone takedown of the first period. Elliott wrestled once in competition in his first 2 years at college prior to this year. 2 years ago, lost a 12-2 major decision to Lawrence Saenz at Cal Poly. Stockton O'Brien, meanwhile, second year with Wyoming after 3 years at Utah Valley. Combined 16 and 13 for Utah Valley, including his redshirt year. Elliott building up the riding time right now at 50 seconds. And a 3-1 lead. And now the riding time up above a minute. Stockton O'Brien went to Wasatch High School in Heber City, Utah, about 50 miles southwest of Salt Lake City. Won 4 Utah individual state titles and helped them to 3 team state championships. O'Brien gets away. Riding time up at 1:23. Reshot taken by O'Brien. Wyoming still seeking their first takedown of this duel. 125. Maximo Renteria beat Garrett Ricks 10-3. Under 20 seconds remaining in the second period. O'Brien checked the clock. Oftentimes a sign of a tired wrestler, or could be strategic on his part. All right, 2 minutes remaining. Third period coming up. Damian Elliott with a first period takedown, looking for his first ever dual win. Riding time tracking back down. And Elliott gets away. Keeping that riding time point at hand. Riding time right now at 1:10. Elliott taking a shot. O'Brien trying to fend him off. And he does get him. Elliott's second takedown has a 7-2 lead. Essentially 8-2 with the riding time point. Riding time tracking back up. 1:22 right now. If you were to cut him loose and take him down again, you get the major. Some of the crowd calling for him to let him go. They'll go back to the middle. Don't know what kind of turn Elliott has in his bag, but his best bet for a major might be to let him go and go for the takedown. That's what he's going to do. Yeah. Not quite. Now there's the escape point. He's got 30 seconds to get the takedown and get the major. 7-3 with a riding time point in hand. It's been secured. It's 8-3. Takedown to make it 11-3, and that put him in major territory. And he gets him. Third takedown of the bout for Damian Elliott. A 10-3 lead. Riding time point added, 11-3. Major decision victory for Damian Elliott. His first ever dual bout win. Good work by Damian Elliott, knocking off Stockton O'Brien. Chris Pendleton loves it. The crowd loves it. Wrestled December the 6th. Went 2-1 at the Cliff Keen Invitational. Cole Brooks, meanwhile, has started every duel in this slot. Had 5 bouts, January 10 and 11. At the national duels, all were decided by fall. 2 wins and 3 losses. Cole Brooks 9-11 in the white singlet for Wyoming, 4-6 in duels. Nash Singleton 5-7 overall, 1-3 in duels. Singleton back to his true weight class at 141. Last year wrestled at 149. Singleton last year had a pair of wins over top 10 opponents. December 2023, Quinn Kenner of Ryder, Jackson Arrington of NC State. They'll go back to the middle. Cole Brooks last year as a true freshman went 14-8 overall at 141. That was a team best 8-3 in duels. 4-6 in duels this year. Cole Brooks gets the first takedown of this duel for Wyoming. The Owasso, Oklahoma native went to Collinsville High School, north of Tulsa. FloWrestling had him as the number 18 ranked wrestler at his weight class entering his freshman year last year. And he gets the lead over Nash Singleton. The team score is 6-0, Beavers over the Cowboys. Oregon State had a point taken away from them because of the unsportsmanlike conduct for Maximo Renteria. Just over a minute remaining here in the first period. Cole Brooks 1.86 takedowns per match last year, best in the team. Brooks fell out of the rankings in mid-January for the first time since the preseason rankings. FloWrestling had him between 30 and 33rd. That's where he spent the bulk of last season. Good action here between Brooks and Singleton. Singleton trying to grab that right leg. He'll go back to the center. Singleton taking a shot at the end of the period. Well, ahead of the second. 3-1 in favor of Cole Brooks. How about that mop for Brooks, huh? He's got some style to him. Brooks won 3 state titles at Collinsville High School. And gets his second takedown. So after no takedowns for Ricks and O'Brien at 125 and 133. 2 now for Cole Brooks. Singleton unable to get away immediately. Riding time heading up toward a minute. Mat returned by Brooks. And 3 back points coming. It's a 9-2 lead. The first back points of this duel. Beavers have won 3 straight duels against Wyoming. They've met every year since 2014-15, with the exception of 2020-21. 37th all-time meeting. Beavers lead 24-12, and again have won 3 straight. Singleton finally gets away with riding time at 1:48. Two takedowns and 3 back points for Cole Brooks. Brooks, unique style, quick on his feet. What can he do on bottom here? Mark Branch says that he's good on bottom. Riding time now to 1:20. Singleton doing a good job of riding Brooks. Has he got a turn in him? Stalling point makes it 9-4. .49 seconds remaining. Riding time back beneath a minute. Singleton to win this, he's going to have to turn him. Brooks been eating Resolite this third period with Singleton in control. Looking for the mat return, and he gets it. Well, Singleton's been in control this third period. Actually has riding time in the bout now in his favor, but it's not going to be enough. The escape point comes at the end. Riding time not a factor, and it's a 10-4 victory for Cole Brooks. And the first 3 points in the duel for Wyoming. Cole Brooks knocks off Nash Singleton. And Brooks now 10-11 and 5-6 in duels. Singleton 5-8. And 1-4 in duels, and we head to 149 pounds. Our 4th of 5 bouts, Gabe Willochell, 24th ranked at 149 by FloWrestling. Started every duel in this slot. He's 10-9, 5-5 in duels. Ethan Stiles, last wrestled December 6th at the Cliff Keen Invite. Coming back from being banged up a bit. He's 7-3 overall, 3-0 in duels. Wrestling down at 149. All 10 previous bouts this year at 157. Victor Jacinto and Aiden Garver made all 5 previous dual meet starts at 149. They were a combined 0-5. Willochell in white, Stiles in black. Team competition 6-3 in favor of Oregon State. Would be 7-3 without the unsportsmanlike conduct point taken away from Maximo Renteria for his taunting at the end. Really unnecessary, and Renteria has some things to learn. Nothing doing here in this first period between Stiles and Willochell. Willochell long, has good reach. Stiles trying to fend him off. Challenge brick thrown out by Oregon State. Chris Pendleton in the ear of the referee. And Stiles gets him. For a moment, it might be Mark Branch in Wyoming that would be upset, as Willochell was close to a takedown. But Chris Pendleton comes over to talk to the referees, and they're going to go take a look at things. Waiting for confirmation on exactly what they're checking. They continue to look at it. Gabe Willochell a couple of weeks ago at the national duels, won his first 3 bouts, then dropped his final 2. Willochell has led in all 19 of his bouts this season, except for the opener against Eugene Harney of Campbell. They were checking as Willochell was grabbing at the headgear of Ethan Stiles, and they looked and didn't find any violation. Chris Pendleton, I think, disagrees. At any rate, his wrestler, Ethan Stiles, now a 3-1 lead after the escape point. Try to get him again. Crowd calling for 3, not there yet. And now it is. 6-1 in favor of Stiles. If Stiles goes on to win wire to wire, it'd be just the second bout this year that Willochell has not had a lead in. Trying to get him a 3rd time. Stiles, the Nebraska transfer, gets him again. 9-2 Stiles leads. Stiles, a 3-time state high school champ in Illinois. Gabe Willochell transferred last year from Edinburgh University in Pennsylvania, 2nd year with the Cowboys. Three first-period takedowns for Ethan Stiles. His coaches describe Stiles as hyper-aggressive, shoots a lot. Beginning of the season, Chris Pendleton said, "I'm not sure what it's going to look like in competition, which is why I have bags under my eyes," end quote. What a big wrestle off at 157. Uh-oh, look out. Good work to worm his way out of potential trouble for Stiles. Riding time up above a minute now. Again, Ethan Stiles wrestling for the first time since December 6th. And wrestling for the first time at 149. Chris Pendleton would rather have his wrestlers go up a weight. Says he's not a weight cutting coach. He likes his guys to be beefy and able to eat. That's the way he was. He was always a weight gainer when he wrestled, but Ethan Stiles wrestling down at 149. Used to have plenty of energy. Less than a minute remaining in the second period here. Stiles cuts him loose. Willochell takes a shot. Reshot by Stiles, trying to get him for a fourth time. Not yet. Each wrestler doing a nice job there, fending off the other. Mark Branch in Wyoming thought Willochell was close to getting Stiles, but nothing doing. And Stiles gets him. Rather, Willochell gets him. Right at the end of the second period. Now 9-8. Chris Pendleton didn't like it. Willochell looking for the comeback. Trying to turn him again. Willochell, who started every duel in this slot at 149 against Stiles, whose lack of activity is showing. Riding time got just below a minute. Escape point 10-8. Stiles leads, and Willochell trying to get out on him again. And Stiles doing a nice job of fending him off for the moment. No, he didn't. And it's Willochell who takes an 11-10 lead. Well, Willochell clearly the more conditioned wrestler at this point in the season, with Stiles just coming back. Has an 11-10 lead to try to turn this bout and this duel around. Riding time not a factor. Stiles needs to get away to tie this up. And he's got just over 20 seconds to do it. Willochell riding him hard. Gabe Willochell trying to bleed this one dry. 10 seconds. Three seconds. And Willochell rides it out for an 11-10 win over Ethan Stiles. What a comeback. And this duel is now tied up at 6. Willochell now 6-5 in duels. Head to 157 pound. Jared Hill, ranked number 19 by FloWrestling. He will go for Wyoming. CJ Hamlin will go for Oregon State. This duel now tied at 6. Oregon State had a major decision victory by Damian Elliott, 11-3 over Stockton O'Brien. But Maximo Renteria, who had to settle for a mere decision over Garrett Ricks, decided he would taunt him after it was over, and so it cost Oregon State a point. So instead of being ahead 7-6, Beavers and the Cowboys are tied. Jared Hill 12-6 overall. He's in the white, 7-3 in duels. CJ Hamlin 7-3 overall, 1-1 in duels. Hamlin last time out 2 weeks ago, facing number 9 Patty Gallagher of Ohio State, lost a tough 6-4 decision. Gallagher ranked 9th in the country. December 22nd at the Reno Tournament of Champions, won a 4-1 decision over a Wyoming wrestler, Sloan Swan, who was wrestling unattached. Jarrett Hill has started every duel at 157 for Wyoming. Went 3-2 a week and a half ago at the national duels. Hill trailed in all 5, each of his first 5 matches this season, and rallied in a majority of those, going 4-1 during that stretch. And Hamlin getting in on him and trying to capitalize. And he gets him. C.J. Hamlin with the first takedown at 157. Hamlin with a badge of honor in the way of a shiner. Maintaining control over Jarrett Hill. And now Hill gets away. Jarrett Hill transferred this year out of the University of Oklahoma from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Broken Arrow High School, won an individual high school state title there in 2021. Helped them to a pair of team state titles. He's in the white. Jarrett Hill, Mark Branch said, probably their most consistent wrestler. He's calling on his team to be more consistent in general. Said they wrestled poor in a lot of positions at national duels, but spent a lot of quality time examining that over the last week and a half. Said they need to start chain wrestling harder, moving from one move to the next, and preparing for March. 40 seconds remaining here in the first period. Gabe Willochell in the previous bout able to wear down Ethan Stiles for the come from behind 11-10 win. Jarrett Hill hoping to wear down C.J. Hamlin. Hill transferred in after 3 years, one red shirt at Oklahoma. Qualified for 2 NCAAs as a Sooner each of the last 2 seasons. Going a combined 1-4 at NCAA championships. C.J. Hamlin, a redshirt sophomore. Second period coming. This is just C.J. Hamlin's 4th ever dual bout. 1-1 in duels this year, 0-1 last year. Hamlin rests at 165 last year, the Pac-12 championships. Got himself a 4-1 lead here early in the second period. Well defended by Hill. And back to the center, fortunately for C.J. Hamlin. Hamlin won 3 Washington State high school titles, 142 and 152 for Seton Catholic, and a 170 for Mountain View. The 98th wrestler to win 3 Washington State titles. Suffered just 2 losses in his high school career. One year he didn't win it. The state tournament was canceled because of COVID. He won those 3 high school titles. C.J. Hamlin in black won those 3 despite 2 knee surgeries to repair a torn meniscus. Hamlin tries to take a shot. Hamlin doing the shooting. Has a 4-1 lead with 2 minutes left. Hill started too soon. 4-1 CJ Hamlin here at 157. The duel tied at 6. The 5th of the 10 bouts on the card. Hill gets the escape point, now 4-2. Oh, well done. Hamlin trying to pull him back in. And crowd doesn't like it. Hill had his right foot all the way off the mat. Oregon State's coaches are livid. Was stretching to get that foot off the mat and get things back to the center. And get out of peril. Hamlin against Hill. Can he get him? He does. Seven to 2. Riding time building up. Hamlin looking at his head coach, Chris Pendleton. And then cuts him loose. 7 to 3. "35 seconds remaining. With CJ Hamlin to upset number 19, Jared Hill. 25 seconds away from beating a ranked wrestler. Hamlin in black, Hill in white. Number 19 in the country, and he gets him again. This crowd is going nuts. Riding time north of a minute. Not just a victory, a major decision for CJ Hamlin. He knocks off number 19, Jared Hill. 11 to 3. Gill Coliseum loves it. Steele Starren, 5-4 this season, will get the start for Oregon State. Cooper Vorhees will go for Wyoming. There's one bout later on in which Wyoming will be heavily favored. That'll be at 197 with Joey Novak going against Von Hallstead. Hallstead in there in place of Trey Munoz, still working his way back from an injury. And the other bouts leading up to 197 would appear to be fairly close. And then Oregon State might have a slight advantage at heavyweight. Meantime, 165, Vorhees and Starren. Vorhees, a redshirt senior, started every duel in this slot. Been 3-2, December 10 and 11 at the national duels. Steele Starren, 5-4 overall. This is just his second duel. Redshirt junior. And some Wyoming fans in attendance as well. Wyoming began its wrestling program in 1931. They have one NCAA champ. That was Dick Ballinger in 1960. They have 6 who lost in the NCAA title bout, including Bryce Meredith at 141, 2016 and 2018. still awaiting the return of Oregon State's wrestlers. Just entering their box. And there's Cooper Vorhees, whose father Brent was an All-American wrestler at Wyoming, 1991 to 96. Grew up around the program. Mark Branch said he's consistent, nothing flashy. Will commit to shots. He wrestles hard in all three positions. And Stiles Starren coming out. Got his first dual start a couple of weeks ago at Ohio State. Lost a 1-0 decision to 11th ranked Sammy Sasso. Starren, 2023 junior college national champion with Clackamas Community College. Hit the mat and immediately underway. Again, first period 3 minutes, second and third periods 2 minutes each. Or he's taken that shot. Starren able to fend off the attack by Vorhees for the moment, but not for long. And Vorhees goes ahead 3-0. Vorhees faced another Oregon State wrestler, Ikana Foret, at the Cliff Keen invite in December. Knocked him off a 3-0 decision. All right, what kind of shot does Starren have? Stiles Starren from Maple Valley, Washington. Tahoma High School, two-time Washington State champ. Cooper Vorhees won 2 South Dakota high school championships. Combined 95-2 those 2 years. The late arrival on the mat was not Stiles Starren, whom I have not seen wrestle. Murphy Menke has come out, and that is who is wrestling Cooper Vorhees. So apologies for the late information on that. Murphy Menke, the redshirt sophomore from Parker, Colorado. I apologize to Murphy's family as well. Menke 6-4 this season. It's his second duel. Menke gets away. Menke last wrestled December 22nd at the Reno Tournament of Champions. Went 5-1. His only loss, an 11-10 decision to Cal Baptist Daniel Manabog. Last year, Menke didn't wrestle after November 19th. Missed the rest of the 23-24 season. 3-2 in favor of Cooper Vorhees. Menke 3 years ago as a senior in Colorado won a state title for Ponderosa High School. One of the best wrestling programs in the state under head coach Jerian Beats, former All-American at Northern Iowa. 10-6 Beavers lead the duel. So important bout here, and Vorhees has a lead on Menke. And remember, Wyoming heavily favored in a few bouts at 197. All right, into the third period, 3-2 lead for Vorhees over the late sub Murphy Menke. Menke in place of Stiles Starren. Big time mat return for Menke. Can Menke consolidate things here? Get a turn? Oh, and the reversal for Vorhees, a 5-2 lead. Now Menke's going to need a takedown. Menke gets the escape. Riding time won't be a factor in this one. The factor is Cooper Vorhees and his takedowns. He has an 8-3 lead now. Menke at this point trying to avoid being turned and giving up a major, which would even up this duel. Oregon State leading the duel 10-6. Vorhees leading Menke 8-3. Under 20 seconds to go here. Cooper Vorhees going to improve to 11-9 overall and 6-5 in duels. And it's an 8-4 win, 8-3 win. So Cooper Vorhees has the third win of this duel for Wyoming. Each team has won 3. Oregon State with a pair of major decision wins, but they had a point taken away from them because of unsportsmanlike conduct by Maximo Renteria with his post-bout taunting. And so it is 10-9. Oregon State leading at 10-9. And now at 174, Ethan Duka will go for Wyoming, redshirt senior out of Chardon, Ohio, transfer from Edinburgh University. Sean Harmon, transfer this year from Mizzou, will go for Oregon State. Last time out at Ohio State a couple of weeks ago, Harmon dropped a 14-4 major decision to the Buckeyes' 11th-ranked Carson Karchla. Ethan Duka started the last 5 duels at 174. After 4 different wrestlers had started in the slot over the first 5 duels, Duka also made 1 start at 184. Mark Branch said that Ethan Duka needs to match the physicality of his opponents. When guys bring it, Duka in the white singlet needs to bring it back. Transferred from Edinburgh along with Gabe Willochell. Went from 184 to 174 last year. Harmon getting some encouragement from his coaches. Harmon wrestled in 50 bouts during his 5-year career at Mizzou, had 32 wins, 2-time Big 12 Wrestler of the Week. He's back home in Oregon where he won 2 high school state titles at West Lynn High School. 43-0 with 24 pins as a senior. He's in black for Oregon State. Sean Harmon. Oh, good work by Ethan Duka. Can Harmon fend it off? And he does. Wow. Duka in his 2nd year with Wyoming after 2 years at Edinburgh University in Pennsylvania. 24-4 at Edinburgh and 2-time Scholar All-American. Duka had knee surgery last spring. You see the brace on the left knee. It was just cleared in December. Eight and 8 overall, 2 and 4 in duels. Harmon 4 and 7 overall, 1 and 3 in duels. Second period coming. You have to get the cut taken care of near Ethan Duka's eye. Duka made his season debut at 184 pounds at #1 Penn State. And how about coming off the knee surgery last year, making your season debut, and facing the great Carter Starace? This was December 15th. And Starace pinned him late in the first period. Starace won the last 4 NCAA titles at 174, wrestling at 184 this year. Wiping some blood off the mat, as it looks like they have Duka ready to go. Swing bout here in this duel with Oregon State leading at 10-9. Wyoming heavily favored at 197 with Trey Munoz unable to go for Oregon State. Harmon jumped. Harmon gets away and gets the first point. Duka takes a shot. A right leg of Harmon. Harmon turns him around and gets him. First takedown of this bout, Sean Harmon of Oregon State. Love the energy by Harmon, hustling back toward the middle. Mizzou transfer, wanted to come back home for a year. As Pendleton said, going to be kicking himself. Why didn't I have him for 4 years? Pendleton said that Harmon's fallen right in line with the Oregon State culture. There's Pendleton, fifth-year head coach. Oregon State coaches wonder where Duka's going. And indeed, Mark Branch told me I didn't like that. Branch told me that he's got to stay wrestling toward the center of the mat. .15 seconds remaining in the second period. Let's take a look at what happened in that second period over toward the edge of the mat. Harmon getting a little push from Duka after Harmon had sent Duka into the first row. Harmon doing a nice job of controlling Duka. Riding time 55 seconds and moving northward. All right, it's above a minute now. Stalling warning for Ethan Duka. Harmon looking for a big win for Oregon State. They lead in this duel 10-9. 3 bouts remaining after this one. Grinding on Duka's face there. Stalling point. After the warning, Duka called for it again. Gets it back on the escape. .30 seconds remaining. 6-2, essentially 7-2 lead as Harmon will have the riding time point. Taking a shot at him again here. Got him. 9-2 lead, and he's got the riding time point. Harmon looking for a major. If he can hang on for 6 more seconds, he'll get it. Sean Harmon with a major decision victory over Ethan Duka, to the delight of this crowd. Tack on that riding time point. 10-2. Harmon gets the win. His second major decision victory this year. True freshman from Valley City, Ohio in Buckeye High School. He'll be facing TJ McDonald, redshirt freshman for Oregon State. A couple of young wrestlers here at 184 pounds. Neidenbach 3-4 overall, 1-2 in duels. McDonald 5-6 overall, 1-3 in duels. Waiting the arrival of McDonald and finally get off and going. And immediate takedown for Neidenbach. Followed by a quick escape by McDonald. Neidenbach started 3 of the first 4 duels at 184. But not since. Last wrestled in competition on December the 8th. McDonald gets one back for a 4-3 lead. A lot of action here in the first 30 seconds. Neidenbach's last go-around December 8th, lost a 12-2 major decision to then number 4 Bennett Burge of South Dakota State. Works a lot with Joey Novak, their starter, a weight class up at 197. That's helped Neidenbach's development. Neidenbach strong, explosive, we've seen that. Likes to attack. This one definitely not a stall fest as we've seen in a couple of the other bouts. TJ McDonald last wrestled December the 6th, so a couple of guys who haven't wrestled in about 7 weeks. Oregon State leads the duel 14-9. Takedown, and McDonald in some trouble here. TJ McDonald trying to avoid being pinned. Four back points coming. Makes it 11-4. The 4 back points for Eddie Neidenbach, the true freshman. Won a state title in Ohio as a senior last year. 7-1 at the Junior National Duels in 2023. From Valley City, Ohio, population 1,000, 30 miles southwest of Cleveland. McDonald unable to get away. A big-time first period for Neidenbach, wrestling for the first time since December 8th. McDonald, first time since December the 6th. McDonald gets the mat return on Neidenbach. This was tied at 4, then the takedown and the back points for Neidenbach. Back to the center. Minute 22 remaining here in the second period. Neidenbach moving into major decision territory. Major would pull his team back within one. .197 coming next, where the Cowboys are favored. This could come down to the heavyweight bout between Sam Mitchell and Brett Maurer. McDonald making an attack. J.J. McDonald last year, true freshman, redshirted, mostly unattached at 174, but 9-10 overall. 1-0 in duels. He beat some nationally ranked wrestlers, so McDonald has some chops. Fantastic career at Fountain Valley High School in Southern California. CIF champ at 182 as a senior a couple of years ago when he went 39-1. Twice named the LA Times Daily Pilot Wrestler of the Year. Fargo Nationals All-American. He's in black for Oregon State. He's trailing at 12-4. Final 2 minutes coming. McDonald trying to get away and get out of major decision territory. Riding time just now moving into Neidenbach's territory. Good move by McDonald to get away. Now trails it by 7. Riding time at 17 seconds in favor of Neidenbach. McDonald taking a shot. Trying to show that he's the more conditioned wrestler here at the end. Neidenbach fending him off. Grabbing the ankles of McDonald. Who's going to come out of this ahead? They'll go back to the middle of neutral. Exactly 1 minute remaining. Neidenbach look for the takedown to get back into major territory. Riding time won't be a factor in this one. And he got him. Neidenbach with a takedown of McDonald to get into major territory. Big time takedown here in the final 30 seconds. And it's a 15-5 victory for Eddie Neidenbach. Now 4-4 overall in his true freshman season. 2-2 in duels. First time wrestling since December the 8th. A 15-5 victory. And Wyoming has their first bonus point. Their first major after Oregon State had 3 of them. And that makes it 14-13. And now 197. Scoreboard here in the building says 14-12. It was 14-9 before. It should be 14-13. And now 197. Joey Novak against Von Hallstead. Hallstead, a redshirt freshman from Pleasant Hill, Oregon. Just his second bout. Last year went 3-2 wrestling unattached. So including his unattached bouts, this is just the 7th bout of Hallstead's career, wrestling in place of 7th-ranked Trey Munoz, who has been out with an injury since December the 6th. They thought he could go today, but it didn't work out. So Hallstead with that uphill battle against 11th-ranked Joey Novak, who has started all but one duel this year at 197. Now they have the scoreboard correct in the building. It is 14-13 Oregon State. Oregon State leading at 14-13. This is the next to last bout. And Joey Novak, the favored wrestler in white. Sophomore from New Prague, Minnesota, New Prague High School. New Prague, a town of about 8,000, about 45 minutes southwest of Minneapolis. Novak came oh so close his first 3 years in high school to winning state titles. Finished second, third, and second. Finally broke through as a senior to win an individual championship. That was 2 years ago. Von Hallstead of Oregon State, the redshirt freshman, won 2 individual state championships and holding his own against the favored Joey Novak so far, taking a shot on him, getting in on his right leg. Doesn't work out in his favor, though, as Novak gets the first takedown. So Hallstead the aggressor, Novak with the 3 points. By the way, the total points scored so far in this one, and it's possible that this bout could come down to the total points scored. Right now, by my math, Oregon State 72, Wyoming 66. Hallstead gets his first point on the escape. If Hallstead can avoid being majored here, say he were to lose by a simple decision, the Cowboys would have a 16-14 lead heading into the final bout at heavyweight. If Novak were to win by major decision, then they would have a 17-14 lead heading into that final bout, meaning that an Oregon State decision in that final bout would leave the duel at 17-17. If all that were to come to pass, each team would have 5 wins, which is the first tiebreaker. No pins, no forfeits, no defaults, no DQs. That's the second tiebreaker. And the third tiebreaker is total match points scored from decisions, majors, and tech falls. And right now that favors Oregon State. But a major decision by Wyoming here would change that. So Hallstead in place of Trey Munoz. Novak lost to Munoz December 6th at the Cliff Keens. And the next day, Munoz had to medically forfeit and hadn't wrestled since. Second takedown for Joey Novak and a 7-0 lead. Riding time at 45 seconds in favor of Novak. Third period coming. And a 7-0 lead for Novak, trying to get that all-important major decision. They'll go at neutral. Can Hallstead fend off Novak? He tries a shot, and it backfires on him again. Trying to avoid being pinned here. Oh, this would be huge for Wyoming. This is enormous in this duel. Hallstead trying to avoid losing by fall. Novak looking for a big pin. He got him. Joey Novak pins von Hallstead. Six big points for Wyoming. 19-14 Cowboys. Oregon State will need a tech fall win at the very least after Novak pins Hallstead in the next to last bout on the card. Joey Novak, here we are at heavyweight, and so for Oregon State to win this duel, Brett Maurer would need a tech fall victory over Sam Mitchell, or better yet, a pin, without Renteria losing that point because of taunting. Maurer could secure the duel for Oregon State with a major decision, but he needs a tech fall or a pin. Brett Maurer in black, 23rd ranked wrestler in the country at heavyweight. 10-6 overall, 2-3 in duels. Sam Mitchell, the 6th-year senior, 15-5 overall, 4-1 in duels. Started the last 5 duels at heavyweight after Kevin Zimmer started the first 5, but Zimmer's out for the year with an injury. And Mitchell, in his 20 bouts this year, has not been pinned. That's the task for Brett Maurer. Maurer from Glenwood, Iowa, Glenwood High School, Iowa Western Community College. He's in black. Mitchell from Marshfield, Wisconsin, transferred this year from the University of Buffalo, and first takedown for Brett Maurer. There's another push, and look out. That's a point for Mitchell. Oregon State can't have that. There's no need for that. Oregon State's emotions have gotten the better of them. Several points on the card. Let's have a look at it again. Maurer got the takedown. And then that unnecessary push. They're taking a look at it. I understand they're checking the time. Going to be 1:35 remaining here in this first period. A 3-2 Oregon State lead after the point awarded to Mitchell following the push. Arena Tournament of Champions on December 22nd. Mitchell faced another Oregon State wrestler, Charlie Hastreiter. 4-1 sudden victory over Hastreiter. Mitchell went 4-1 at the recent national duels, and 2 of those duels came down to Mitchell's final bout at heavyweight. December 10th, he faced Drexel's Dom Petracci with a duel on the line, beat him 3-1. Wyoming won that one 20-18. The next day, he faced a ranked wrestler, then number 31 Brian Caves of Central Michigan, and beat him in overtime 4-3. The Cowboys won that duel 17-15. This duel coming down to this final bout, although because of some mistakes by Oregon State, a tech fall or a pin needed by Maurer. Mitchell has not been pinned this year. Maurer has 1 win by fall this season. I told you the emotions got the better of Oregon State. We will have a look at Maximo Renteria's post-bout taunting of Garrett Ricks in just a moment. There it is, back at 125, our first bout. There was the push, was unnecessary. After the bout was over, and then watch him hop up and down. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. Can't have that. Putting the L on his forehead, and that cost Oregon State a team point. Again, without that, a major decision by Maurer would secure a dual victory for Oregon State. But as it is, Wyoming leads by 5. Oregon State has more individual points than Wyoming, 72-66. That time there was a push, but that was more incidental than anything else, as Mitchell was headed out of bounds. Just the momentum from Maurer. Now 3-3. Good spin by Maurer. Crowd calling for the 3, and he got it. Challenge block thrown out by Mark Branch. So Chris Betneski and Jake Herschel will take a look at it. He's heading out of bounds. Yeah, Wyoming didn't like it. Let's see if the officials stick with the call. Another look at this. As Mitchell was headed OB. And he was sliding toward the edge of the mat after initially it not being ruled that he was out. So for the moment, it's 6-3 in favor of Brett Maurer. 58 seconds remaining in the second period. And they're going to take the takedown away. They are. So the challenge successful by Wyoming. And the crowd all over the referees. Some of the crowd calling for a stalling call on that previous exchange. Maurer taking a shot, fended off by Mitchell. Each of these guys multi-sport athletes in high school. Maurer, wrestling, football, track and field. Mitchell, wrestling and football. Stalling warning against Mitchell. All right, third period coming. The pin by Joey Novak of von Hallstead at 197 stands as the difference. Wyoming trying to beat Oregon State for the first time in 4 meetings. Maurer gets away to take the lead with 1:45 remaining. Maurer ranked number 23 in the country. Mitchell unranked. Earlier this year, Mitchell knocked off number 31 Brian Caves of Central Michigan a week and a half ago in the national duels to secure the dual victory over Central Michigan. A little more than a minute left for Oregon State to win this duel. Maurer would have to pin Sam Mitchell. Maurer in black, Mitchell in white. Riding time not a factor in this one. Mitchell taking a shot. Maurer defending. 25 seconds remaining. "15 seconds left. Mitchell's got 5 seconds remaining. One final shot, but not enough. And Brett Maurer wins at heavyweight 4-3. But the Cowboys win the duel 19-17. So Maurer takes it at heavyweight to improve to 11-6, 3-3 in duels. Sam Mitchell falls to 15-6, 4-2 in duels. Number 23, Brett Maurer, holds off the